Tammy, when you looked at the other team, your competitors, didn't you think their ad, their billboard was better? Because when I looked at both, I liked them both a lot. And after about a minute, I really liked theirs and started to like yours less. Andrea, what do you think?
I think that our billboard was too cluttered.
It definitely was cluttered. There was words all over it in different text, different fonts, and all things. Who did that?
We were brainstorming and we threw out a number of ideas. And as a group, we came to the consensus of what the slogan would be.
What was the slogan?
Introducing the next generation. Post-grape nuts trail mix crunch cereal. The cereal for everybody.
If you have to put it in text, you lose the ad value.
I agree.
You got to be able to see it.
I agree.
And said when you saw the other one at that point where the stream of cereal is coming down and she's got a smile on her face, this is going to be something great.
You're right.
The other one, he wasn't even eating it. He had the bowl.
She was ravenous. You know, she's trying to get as much of this in her mouth as possible. It was exciting.
Andrea, what did you think of Tammy as your project manager?
I thought Tammy was a great project manager. I think she's an asset to the team. And when I was project manager, I made Tammy my right hand. I have a lot of confidence
So you
in
think
her.
Tammy's very talented?
I do.
What did you think, Roxanne, of Tammy as your project manager?
I thought Tammy was the best project manager we've had yet.
Better
Mr.
than
Trump.
Andrea?
Oh,
Yes,
come on.
better than
I don't know
Andrea.
about that.
Tammy has a sincerity about her that makes people want to go the extra mile.
What did you think of Tammy as a project manager, Michael?
Mr. Trump, I thought Tammy was also a good project manager. She managed timelines, she avoided chaos, and she also got everyone to do what she wanted.
Whose point was the slideshow?
Tammy wanted to present our ideas.
Too long. And
It
Sean,
wasn't
your
executed.
presentation was terrible.
I know, Mr.
You had
Trump.
no idea what you were presenting. I mean, you didn't even know where to find, where am I? What are the points? You didn't know what was happening.
Mr. Trump, as far as the presentation is concerned, even though I just want to touch on that, I said to Tammy, I feel like be excellent for this presentation. Tammy said to me in so many words, you're too fat to do this presentation. It's not the image we're trying to create.
Do you think you could have done a better presentation than Tammy or Sean?
Absolutely, Mr. Trump. I feel one of my skills is really knowing the presentation. That is something I could have done, Mr. Trump, and I think it would have been much more of an impressive presentation. I would not have choked like Sean did. That I can tell you, Mr. Trump.
I think you did choke a little bit. Do you have a bad memory?
No, Mr. Trump, I was flustered somewhat.
That wasn't such a great job. So, Brent, did you think Tammy was a good project manager or not?
I thought Tammy stank as a project manager, and it smells right over here, Mr. Trump.
I'm very disappointed that Brent thought I was a horrible project
That's
manager.
a very tough statement, Brent. I would say that. In fact, before you speak, Andrea, you almost threw up when Brent was talking. Is that right? I saw you close your eyes and almost get sick to your stomach. So Brent said she was horrible, disgusting, terrible, pretty strong. Because, frankly, you didn't do a bad job. I thought the other team was outstanding.
Right.
I thought you were okay. You were fine. Now, what will you say about Brent?
Well, I would say that Brent is embarrassing and a liability to the team.
I think you're a liability to the team. How do you like that one, Andrea? How do you like that?
It does
You're a
not bother
liability.
me.
You are a liability, and
It
if I'm
doesn't
asked
bother me
why
at
by
all.
Mr. Trump, I'll expand it on that point in time. At this point, I'm not
Please.
gonna
But you know
Please
what?
do.
She's been a very successful person. She's made a lot more money than you, Brent.
Yes, that's true, Mr. Trump.
And she's worth many millions of dollars. And, so I don't think you can say that so easily. Roxanne, what do you think of Brent?
Brent is a very hard person to deal with. He doesn't listen.
You know what? This is a difficult interview process, but I can tell you, outside of this group of people, a lot of my friends do love dealing with me because I am a very good people person.
Brent, your
and they
team
really
doesn't
enjoy
love dealing
me.
with you, though.
You know what? This is a tough team to deal with.
The reality is he has been a drag on every single project.
That is not
we're
true,
not
Mr.
operating
Trump.
with 7, we're
I
operating
have
with
put
6.
in very
and it
good
takes
ideas to all these projects,
resources to
Mr.
have
Trump.
to manage
My
them.
ideas have
He
been listened to
cannot
finally.
finish a
I have
project from
saved this
beginning to
team's
end without
behind, Mr.
guidance.
Trump. This is a bunch of baloney, Mr. Trump. If I wasn't here, this team might be 0
He
and
is a
4
complete
instead of 2
embarrassment to what
instead
we
of
are
2 and
doing.
2. I have great ideas, Mr. Trump. I put them forward. Some ideas are taken and some are not.
In all fairness, you did sort of open the floodgates here tonight. I mean, you were the first one to attack Tammy and say she stank.
Well,
As a leader, I mean, they weren't really attacking you yet. You know, now people are ganging up on you a little bit because maybe it's the way you approach situations, the way you interact with people, and it's an interpersonal dynamic. That's why they don't like you.
I feel that now that I was asked my opinion by Mr. Trump.
But
I
why
felt I had
couldn't
to
you
express
be
my
more
opinion.
moderate? Why couldn't you say, well, I thought she was okay, not the greatest, not the... I mean, when you use the word she stank,
well,
she doesn't stink.
It's offensive.
I was offended when Tammy said I was too fat to do the
I
presentation.
never
thought
said he
that
was too
very
fat.
offensive,
I would
Mr.
like a
Trump.
chance to defend myself.
The word
This
fat
is-
was never mentioned.
I said, Brent,
Yeah,
we
so
are
many
pitching
words.
this to executives for Post Cereal. Grape Nuts is a healthy cereal. They are looking for a fit person. I feel
She has a
that
point.
you are not representing that group.
Brent, let's say you're an executive with Post.
Right.
I mean, maybe I'd rather have Andrea, who's in beautiful shape, or Roxanne, who's in beautiful shape, or any of these people. They're all in beautiful shape except for you. Hey, I'm not saying I'm in the greatest shape, but certain things in life you sort of do. Maybe I'm better off having Ivanka present than me present, or than George present. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's the way life is.
Why can't you understand that?
I do understand
Then
that.
why is it so objectionable?
I do understand it. I just feel that I have a creative mind. I am very passionate about what I do.
How come you can't get along with anybody? There's not one person on this team that thinks you're even slightly
You know
good.
what, Mr. Trump? The team has decided to take a point like this.
I don't think they've decided that. Is it true?
That hasn't happened at all, Mr. Trump. It's been an individual decision that each person has decided.
We're all embarrassed by him, and I feel that if you had to fire somebody, I absolutely think that you should fire Brent.
Oh, there's a surprise, Mr. Trump. That's something I would have expected her to say.
I don't think anybody that's met you would be surprised by that statement. Anybody in this process has met you.
Nobody was asking you.
It's true.
Brent, don't you think that it's important in business to learn from experience, like whether it's weeks or years or decades? I mean, you learn from experience, not just a specific task. Is that right?
I do agree with that, Mr. Trump.
Look, your team can't stand you. They think you're a loser. They think you're a loose cannon. And they really don't think they function very well with you. In fact, they think that they're not doing well because you're such a negative influence of the team. Now, I could send you out and bring you back and keep sending you out and bringing you back, but I don't want to do that. Brent, you're fired. Out, over, go, go. I don't want to waste anybody's time.
Thank you, Mr. Trump.
Thank you.
Thank you, George.
Thank you.
And
Thank
you, Ivanka.
Thank you. He had to go. I mean, let's not kid ourselves.
Absolutely the right decision.
He's only a disruptive influence.
It'll be a much better team without Brent. Next season, I'm taking The Apprentice to Los Angeles. Don't miss our nationwide casting calls. Go to the website below and find out when we'll be in your city.
I respectfully disagree with Mr. Trump for firing me at this point in time. I was the only true leader on Synergy. I hope they all get fired. I think they're all a bunch of people who are stubborn and really gave me a hard time and didn't really give me the time of day and didn't give me just desserts and should have allowed me to be project manager. Synergy did sell Brent Michael Buckman down the river.